Man, it's really going to suck to miss those guys in Salt Lake City. The Plot and You, they're going to be at the Depot on February 19th with that amazing lineup, Holding Absence, Boundaries, Acres, all in one night. I spent a good portion of this morning updating our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. Sleep Theory announced a tour. They're going to be in Salt Lake City and Boise promoting their debut album, Afterglow. I think there's a few others. There were so many. There are a lot of shows on that concert calendar. I have tried my best to get every single show possible of bands that are relevant to K-Bear, I should say. Even relevant to Cannonball, relevant to Alt 101. If you don't have those apps on your phone, definitely download those. But yeah, I've been updating our concert calendar relentlessly. Any single time there's a show posted, I try my best right away. Boom, get it on there. Nothing Nowhere, who I've played on the show a couple of times now, his great song with Will Ramos of Lorna Shore called Tragedy. Nothing Nowhere is going to be in Salt Lake City as well, May 7th at the Complex with this band called SACE6. I don't know how you say it, if it's SACE6 or I don't know, but I'm just scrolling our concert calendar here. Tons of shows all the way out to like October. Maybe September? No, October 21st. That is the last show that we have on our concert calendar. I'm hoping more and more get announced for June and July. There's like this dry spell, especially for July. It goes right into August almost. Well, there's 3 shows, two or three shows in July, but overall, our concert calendar always getting updated at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. I am Peaches. Hope your Tuesday is going well so far. I've been in like a funk as of late. You ever freak out about some small thing that happens to you? That's been happening to me a lot as of late. I keep annoying my mom with this. I saw this red mark on my arm closer to my elbow, and I'm like, oh no, what is this? Why is it there? I think it's just a rash. It was itchy this morning. I need to get some lotion on it or something, but I was freaking out. For some reason, my brain this morning went right to blood clot. It was just like, oh no, I need to go to the doctor right away. And I kept freaking out in the treadmill. Probably looked like a weirdo staring at my arm on the treadmill this morning at the gym. But anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you know the number, 208-535-1015. We'll be right back with more Peaches Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. All right, I got to give props to England, making some serious power moves. 200 companies are switching to a permanent 4-day work week over there. That's right, full pay. One less day of pretending to work while aggressively shaking your mouse to stay online. Now, I'm no scientist, but I feel like if people have 3-day weekends every week, it's not some special thing. They might actually show up to work wanting to be there. Crazy concept, right? Imagine waking up on a Monday feeling, well, not dead inside. You get the whole day off. You get to just do whatever you want. I was laughing at what this article said. Meanwhile, here in the U.S., we're out here fighting for the right to quiet quit while pretending to love grind culture. But maybe one day the bosses, not just the bosses across the country, will agree, hey, you know what? Let's finally move towards a 4-day work week. Oh, man. I'm jealous of England. I got to tell you that. I'm extremely jealous. Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear 101. It is funny how people are against, the jab, but they'll go out and get Ozempic, jab themselves with Ozempic, which is a diabetes medication. It's a weight loss drug, but it's more so geared towards people that have diabetes. And people are just using it to lose weight without exercising. And more people are shedding pounds using Ozempic. And that's leading to, fatter bank accounts for plastic surgeons. Lots of patients are coming in for treatments to deal with Ozempic face, which is the sagging skin and the gaunt appearance that can be caused by rapid weight loss. So that's how you can tell if your aunt is taking Ozempic for, like, when they show up to a family reunion, you're like, wow, they look bad. Or like their face looks saggy. And you're like, they cheated. According to a report by the American Academy of Facial, Plastic, and Reconstructive Surgery, cosmetic surgeons saw a 50% rise in facial fat transfers. Why not just lose weight the old-fashioned way? I don't understand why people will just go towards like this fad diet, like the keto diet. Now the whole thing is the carnivore diet. You see dudes sharing steak and eggs on a wooden board. They can't even use a plate. They're like, look at this. Look at my manly breakfast. nobody really cares. Just lose weight the old-fashioned way. Exercise, eat right, you'll lose weight. So not that long ago, I talked about how a lot of companies over in England, they're moving towards a 4-day work week. Well, now Japan is making moves too. Well, this Japanese tech company in particular is letting workers drink on the job and offers hangover leave. Yeah, the unusual recruiting strategy luring in Gen Z workers, and there has been zero turnover despite very low salaries. I was taking a look at what they get paid. It's like 222,000 yen per month, which sounds like a lot, but that's just under $17,500 per year in the U.S., right? That makes it a whole lot worse. But they're like, hey, you can drink here on the job, a tech company allowing you to drink on the job, and then if you feel the effects of the hangover, just take the day off. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. As MLB players start rolling into their training camps in Florida and Arizona this week, they're going to see some familiar threads in their lockers after the Nike Vapor Premier flopped so bad last season. The company has returned to its pre-2024 uniforms. That means larger letters, heavier fabric, pants tailored to players' preferences, and road grays that don't show how much a player is sweating. Oh, that would be awful. The color gray is awful. If you're an overweight guy like me, you sweat a lot, it really shows. If you ever want to humble yourself, wear a gray T-shirt if you're a bigger guy. Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson was one of the first players to try on the new old uniforms, and he approved. Swanson said, we all make mistakes at times, and they're doing all they can to get things back to what the players want, essentially. Fans of the Baltimore Orioles have something to look forward to this baseball season, as the team will be offering their Birdland Value Menu, which features a bunch of items $5 or less. Fans visiting Camden Yards can look forward to enjoying 12-ounce beers like Miller High Life, Blue Moon, and Sierra Nevada, along with favorites like hot dogs, pretzel bites, and nachos. Not too shabby. That's pretty good. That is it for your very brief Shot Clock Sports Update here on K-Bear 101. I was scrolling Facebook. You know that group that we talked about on the air previously on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem? I believe it was post-hardcore posting. That's what it was. I was, for some reason, drawing a blank right there. Post-hardcore posting. This guy was talking trash about Black Veil Brides, saying, was anybody else not excited that BVB got announced for the Warped Tour? I guess they got announced for the Orlando and Long Beach dates, if I'm not mistaken. But I asked in the comments, like, hey, why do people sincerely dislike Black Veil Brides? Just because I'm genuinely curious. And there was a lot of different answers that I got with my comment there. Must be nice not having ears or eyes. Ever listen to them? ? Somebody said Andy's voice sounds very nasally, which I don't think that's the case. I think he's more so what someone else replied and like back to that person saying, hey, it's like butt rock deep, you know? That type of thing. Daniel went off. He said they dress like a crap 80s band, sound like a crap modern rock band, and they know darn well the ex-bassist. Well, okay. Not going to go into that, but I did like Austin's answer the most. They are Kiss for millennials. It sums them up. They should honestly take advantage of that and sell that as part of their merch. They would make a ton. It was Victor not that long ago that said before any couple gets married, they should really move in together to see how they are with each other. And then I see this question on Ask Reddit. What's the weirdest thing you've discovered about your partner only after moving in together? One user noted that their partner leaves every cup of coffee a quarter full around the apartment, which is downright annoying. Now, I don't know what it is about me. Maybe it's because my dad sort of implemented this into my head. But if I'm watching a TV show or anything on the TV and I'm sitting there and there's a cup in front of me on the table, I'll get up right away and put it into the sink. Right away. For some reason, I cannot have a cup sitting there for more than like 30 seconds. Several individuals were taken aback by their partner's sleep talking habits. I think I sleep talk. I don't know about anymore, though. Because I feel like with my CPAP machine, it's just shoving air down my throat to the point if I were to try to talk, it would be bad. But one person recounted a night where their significant other sat up, looked them straight in the eye, declared, "The penguins are coming." Living together, often reveals very unique culinary preferences. You get to see how picky each other person is. Like, okay, I'm not the type of person to do this. This one person discovered their partner enjoys dipping fries into ice cream, which I have seen people do with a Wendy's Frosty. Another found that their significant other puts ketchup on scrambled eggs. Now, I was that person. Josh from Class E down the hallway would hate to hear me say this, but I do like ketchup or hot sauce on my scrambled eggs. What's funny is that everyone in Dallas is teaming up against the Dallas Mavericks owner, or the GM, I should say. What's his full name again? Nico Harrison. Ever since he traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers and they got Anthony Davis in return, things have not looked good at all for Nico. There was a guy on the Jumbotron that was doing some sort of karaoke cam, and when they zoomed in on his face, they didn't expect this fan, to mouth "Fire Nico," and then they quickly cut to another person and then silently had that fan removed from the premises just for saying "Fire Nico." And then two other fans had signs that said that. The team quickly, or the staff at the venue quickly took those signs away. I don't know if they were kicked out or not, but then I was reading something else about Nico Harrison has hired a full-time security team to guard his home. That's how deranged sports fans can get, but also how bad that trade was that you needed to hire security to guard your home, out of all things, because you traded a superstar away from your team and made things a whole lot worse. Not to mention also the other side, like, people are downright crazy nowadays. So I think he did the right move in hiring a security team, but still, it's weird how people can be that involved with sports. I like sports, but come on. As I'm sure you're well aware, it absolutely sucks whenever a concert gets canceled, whether it's because of weather or whatever it may be. Residents of Perth, Australia, they were very sad to hear that the Bryan Adams concert got canceled because of a sewage overflow. Yeah, a dreaded fatberg causing wastewater to overflow. If you're like me and you're like, what the heck's a fatberg? Massive globs of congealed cooking fat, grease, and other waste, often held together by wet wipes and rags that create huge water blockages in sewage systems, can be tedious and expensive to remove. The blockage was detected near a Perth arena mere hours before Bryan Adams, his sold-out show, was set to take place. I'm kind of shocked that the show was sold out. He only really has like 2 songs. My parents' wedding song, Everything I Do It For You, in summer of '69. What else is there? But workers were called to help clear up the fatberg. They were unable to resolve it before the start of the show, so water authorities warned of wastewater flowing into the venue, forcing organizers to cancel the show and upsetting the many fans who had received no communication and had been waiting for entry. Did they give them the exact reason as to why they couldn't go on with the show? Like, did they say, hey, there's going to be a whole lot of, human business infiltrating the arena? Or what did they exactly say? Did they blame it on something else? I feel like they would try to come up with some better lie than just poo water is going to go inside. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. I have never attempted to try to inhale helium and make my voice sound all squeaky and crazy and all that. Well, this 20-year-old mom, she died after inhaling helium, and now experts are warning people to stop treating party balloons like a DIY voice changer. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done the squeaky chipmunk voice at least once, but turns out inhaling too much helium can straight up starve your brain of oxygen. You might sound like a cartoon character for a second, but your body won't be laughing whatsoever. It's real sad. This lady was like real young. She was 20. Throwing a birthday party for her young kid. Next thing you know, she's dead. I'm hoping she didn't die at the birthday party. Like, she didn't just inhale the helium and then keel over right in front of everybody. That would be one of the worst things to ever happen. All my life, I've wondered why exactly people get expensive jewelry. They get expensive accessories. I like sneakers, but there's a limit. The most I'll pay for a pair of sneakers is like $150, maybe $200. I'll never pay like $500, $1,000 for a pair of sneakers. I wouldn't, because I don't have the money, but also even if I did have the money, I wouldn't do it. But I'm reading this article here about Tom Brady, the watch he wore when he was doing the Super Bowl commentary. I was wondering because I saw him on his suit looks normal. His suit looked normal in the commentating booth, right? But then I saw the watch, and it's like a mustard yellow, very bright, very bedazzly. It almost kind of looks like a pair of 2005 jeans that were bedazzled with a weird design on them. This whole thing was just crystals for the most part, I would think. Well, I come to find out that the watch he wore, it's gold from this company called Jacob & Co., costs roughly $740,000. $740,000 for a watch. I always see those memes talking about never pay for an expensive watch because all of them literally do the same thing, which is true. 100% true. I could go out right now to Walmart and go get one of those Hello Kitty watches and tell the same time that Tom Brady can with that watch. So, Sri Lanka, an island nation with 22 million people, was recently plunged into darkness thanks to a monkey. Yeah, for some reason, a monkey had come in contact with their grid transformer, causing an imbalance in the system. So the government has taken a lot of heat, faced a ton of criticism over the outage on social media, with residents mocking officials for their infrastructure failures. The editor of one local newspaper wrote, "Only in Sri Lanka can a group of monkeys fighting inside a power station cause an island-wide power outage." I mean, one monkey managed to do what hackers and natural disasters couldn't, take down an entire nation's power grid. Somewhere out there, Planet of the Apes just got one step closer to becoming a documentary. I was chatting with my friend Zach about cooking steak. He was asking what's my preferred method, and then I just said, well, I just cook it in a pan. And he's like, dude, the best way you could do it if you don't have a grill or a smoker is to just cook it on a cast iron skillet. So I figured, why not just buy this one from Primus? They're marking their 35th anniversary of their Frizzle Fry album with an actual cast iron skillet made by Lodge that has the album's cover in metal on the bottom of the skillet. I would buy this, but I wouldn't use it. I would have to hang it up, and you can't really hang up a cast iron skillet. It'd be too heavy for the wall. I mean, there's a couple nails in the planks of wood in my kitchen, and I use that to hang up my pill bag just so I don't forget it in the morning when I'm leaving for work. I wouldn't be able to hook up a cast iron skillet to it because I feel like the nail would just fall right off the wall. It would cause some damage. I wouldn't want that to happen because then I wouldn't get my security deposit back. Is anybody really going to use this cast iron skillet? How much is it really going for? That's what I want to know. Primus, let me Google search it real quick. Primus cast iron skillet. And I'm sure they're going to sell out real fast. Yeah, $100. Oh, look at that. The picture right there says sold out. They're already gone. So if you wanted to get this, I'm sorry. Earlier on the show, I talked about how I updated the concert calendar this morning. Good amount of tours were announced. Sleep Theory announced their first ever headlining tour, making their way to Boise and Salt Lake City. I believe one of them is the Complex, if I'm not mistaken. But you can check out our concert calendar at riverbandmediagroup.com/calendar to see where exactly they'll be, what dates they'll be there. Ministry announced a headlining tour, making their way to Salt Lake City as well. There was a couple of others I also added this morning that I'm just completely forgetting about. Nothing Nowhere was another one, I think, with this opening band called like C or SACE6. You can find all the shows. I mean, there's about like 70 of them, maybe even like just 60 on that concert calendar at riverbandmediagroup.com. What's a band you'll defend no matter what? That is today's To Peach Their Own question. Call in right now. Give me your answer. 208-535-1015. Erasmo in the comments section on Facebook. He said, I'll say Creed and Nickelback. People think it's so cool to hate on them when knowing very well they were big fans at the beginning. Yeah, they know it's probably had all of their albums, posters, etc. Not sure who the clown was that started all of that. What can you say? Sheep follow. I mean, it's the genre as a whole. Any popular band that just does pretty well for the most part, people want to hate. Sleep Token right now, a lot of, I would say for the most part, older people hating on Sleep Token for no reason. There was even people hating on Electric Callboy out of nowhere. Weird Al Yankovic from AI in the comment section here. Tool, so many Maynard haters love him from Anna. Let me know your answer. Call in right now, 208-535-1015. I don't want to spend this whole segment reading Facebook comments. Let's go. Hey, K-Bear, what's a band you'll defend no matter what?
It's easily Hollywood Undead.
And why do you say that? Have you been a fan of them forever?
Oh, first band I ever found that my dad didn't show me. It was easy enough to start loving them after their first album. I kept with them since.
Are you going to see them in Boise, or were they already in Boise?
I don't believe so. I met them last year in person. They were just the nicest guys ever and really cool.
They really are.
Forever.
Yeah, Johnny Three Tears was hilarious because he asked me where I was from just to see if I was from around here. And I said, no, I'm from Seal Beach, California. And the first thing he says is, oh, I went to prison there. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. There used to be a prison apparently in Seal Beach, but not anymore. So that was a fun time. But probably my funniest interaction with a rock star for sure. But yeah, they're fun dudes for sure. It's always great when you meet them behind the scenes, and it makes you appreciate their music even more so. Like that's how I feel about Set It Off and Point North and a couple of other bands.
Oh yeah, I mean we went to Rockzilla down in Pocatello when they couldn't play, and got to see them after and take a couple of shots with them. It was amazing.
Oh, perfect. I was talking with loyal listener Stuart off the air. I meant to record his call and put it on the air, but unfortunately my fat fingers decided to delete that call, so I apologize to Stuart. For today's question for To Peach Their Own, what's a band you'll defend no matter what? We were discussing Limp Bizkit, and now he's been a fan of them ever since the beginning, ever since $3 Bill is what he said. Now, I do like Limp Bizkit's most of their tracks, but let's go ahead and check and see what some of the Facebook answers are again. 5 Finger Death Punch from Cade. All right, that's a gutsy move there. Ozzy Osbourne solo and with every band he's ever been a part of. I haven't met too many people who are Ozzy haters for the most part. Aaron, Rage Against the Machine. Lenny, Hate Breed. This is a shocking one. Keanu put Hoobastank. I wonder why. 208-535-1015. What's a band you'll defend no matter what? Let me know your answer before we get to the 5 p.m. hour. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
It's going. To answer your question, there's actually 3 bands that I absolutely adore, and I would defend them to the end.
Sure.
2 of them are older than I am. That would be the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Queen, and the third one that I would stand by to the end, their lead singer is David Draymond, so Disturbed.
Oh, very nice. Are you going to go see them at the Ford Idaho Center?
Sadly, I have to work that day.
Oh, come on. Tell the boss, hey, I got to get down with the sickness. You know, just let me be, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I know there's been a few people I've talked to that have said the exact same thing, but for shows months out in advance. And I'm like, why don't you just, call in sick? Oh, I wouldn't like to do that. Well, you got to go to the show. You got to have fun. I saw a whole story about how there was...
I would probably go down to the Salt Lake one rather than the Ford Idaho Center.
Gotcha.
Just because I'm a lot more familiar with that area.
Gotcha.
I don't go to Boise very often.
Yeah, I saw this whole story about how this guy, he was real mad at his company because the bosses sent out this email about a coworker who passed away. And then right after, like literally an hour later, they posted that guy's job on application websites. And he was just furious. It was an r/rant on Reddit. K-Bear, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. How about you?
Same old stuff. What's a band you'll defend no matter what?
The one you just played, Trivium.
Oh, they're awesome, aren't they? I'm so upset that they're co-headlining tour with Bullet for My Valentine's not coming anywhere close.
I know, so am I.
But I'm hoping to have Matt from Bullet for My Valentine on the show in March. I'm trying to line that up. I feel like it's going to happen. So I'll make sure to let him know that we're both upset that they're not coming anywhere close, and that I feel like he also hates us because of that.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.